guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday. It's time for a 5x5. This is where I basically talk about 5 different things in 5 minutes. I give myself 5 minutes to talk about each topic. When I reach the end, we move on. There's a timer at the bottom. It ticks down. When the timer reaches 0, I move on to the next topic. It's quick and it's snappy, and it's one of my favourite videos of the week to produce. And we're going to start off this week by looking at a live performance of me performing at a wedding. I've had a lot of people that have bought my At the Table lecture from various different places and the monster coin routines on there. And there's a phase in the monster coin routine which is sort of a coins across. And following a coins across, there's a jumbo coin production where I produce a 3-inch coin and a 5-inch coin. And people are saying to me, hey, can I see some live performance of it so I can see how you produce the coins at the end with the jumbo coins? So this is taken at a wedding. This was taken about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. This is me performing at a wedding. And I want you to see, have a look at the environment in which I'm performing in. There's people around absolutely everywhere. There's people sitting down at a table. I'm performing for people sitting down at a table, but you can see there's people standing up, there's people all over the place. And I'm hyper aware of my angles. And I'm hyper aware of where people are so that I know that I'm not going to get into trouble when it comes to angles, because with coin magic, that sort of thing is very, very important. The other thing I want you to notice is getting the reactions from the audience. This is normally an opening trick of mine, and it's really important that the person I'm performing it on reacts strongly, because when that person reacts strongly, it's going to cause the entire table to react strongly. And that's really important, especially if you're early on in the gig. If you've got a table that's reacting really well, the other tables want to see you as well. But if they're flat as a pancake, that's not a good situation to be in at all. So look at how I actually develop the relationship with the person I'm performing for, watch how I interact with everybody else at the table as well, drawing them into what I'm doing, and see how that reaction builds over the course of the routine. But here it is, as requested. This is a live performance of my coins across routine with the jumbo coin finale at a wedding. I have coins. These are silver American dollars. These are over 100 years old. The reason I use these is so you can see them from a distance. Your job is to examine and put, it gets better, I promise. No, not a fan of magic, that's fine, it's okay. There we go. Take time, have a look at the coins. Okay. There you go. Go ahead and take your time. We're going to take by the hour. Fantastic. Are they okay? Silver dollar.
Hey, go, give me back this free money.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So what I need you to do is this with your hands. Very good. Like Oliver Twist asking for more. Right, here's what's going to happen, guys. One at a time, these coins are going to jump, pass, travel invisibly from one place to another by magic. By the way, do you know what that's called? It's called showing off. So you know, up the sleeve, across the chest, down the sleeve and into your hand. So in the end, all the 3 coins have jumped across. Now you're not going to see them go. You will know when it happens by the look on her face. There will be a look, but the landing in your hand will be like this. You want to practice the look, or just go with it? Go ahead. Amazing. I wish my wife could take it that well. That was great. Right, watch. 3 coins. When I put on the finger, the first coin goes. Do you see the 3 coins? Nothing on my sleeves. Watch this. 1, 2. There's the look. And the reason it looks there, she actually felt the first coin go from there over to there. That's coin number 1. That's the way you go, ooh! So, you know, it's one of the most sarcastic group I've ever heard in my life. We'll do it again. 1 over here, 2 here. Listen for the clink. That's 1. That's 2. I've been second one across. That's coin number 2. 1 final coin. Hold on 1 hand for me this time. There we go. That's 1. That's 2. Would you like and sleep. Would you like this last one? Would you like this last one to go the easy way or the hard way? I bet you said that easy way sucks. It's not very good. Nothing in the hands, nothing up my sleeves. I'm going to take 1, squeeze the other 2. Turn your hand over, squeeze tight, and then put that there. I have to make this last coin jump from my closed fist to your closed fist, from here to here. Can you do me a favour? Can you rub the back of my hand? It's got nothing to do with the trick. It just feels nice. Just I'm honest. 1, 2, 3. If I told you it was there, would you believe me? Do you feel anything? That's the story of my life. Very slowly, turn your hand over, open it up. Because every trick needs a big finish. The big finish happens right here, mainly because you can't get any bigger than that. Right there. It's almost as big as the one behind your ear. It's not. That
Whoa! Feel the weight of that. Oh my god! What the? No, right? Yeah, I've no idea. I've seen it before. I still don't know how it works.
So one thing that I try to do in the 5x5s is I try to perform routines and sometimes even review routines that I personally think are really good, but maybe they're older routines that maybe wouldn't make it to the review show that I do with Ryland, but still something that's worth talking about. And this is the perfect example of something that I want to bring to your attention. This is called The Disappearance by Jay Sankey. Now, I started doing this when Jay first released it, which must be about 7 or 8 years ago now. You know, it was when we had DVDs with our props. How weird is that? And I have been doing this in gigs since then. This is absolutely amazing. It's still available on Jay's site, and I don't see a lot of people doing it. It's called The Disappearance, and what's really nice is, as with every single Jay Sankey product that he brings out, there's so many different options. So he's got a completely self-working version. He's got a version that requires a bit of sleight of hand. The version I do requires a little bit of sleight of hand, just because I like to end clean. But I know a lot of people do the version that's slightly gimmicked, but it's not as clean. We'll talk about those different options in a bit. I want to perform it for you first of all, just in case you haven't seen it. So let's do that right now and do a full performance of The Disappearance by Jay Sankey. So I've got a little envelope, and I've got Sarah over here that's going to help me. Thank you for being so helpful, Sarah. I really appreciate it. I've got an envelope. There's a few things inside this envelope. We'll get back to it in a little bit. Put it over there. The most important thing right now is some playing cards. Sarah, would you like to shuffle them, or are you okay?
I'm okay.
You just don't want to shuffle the cards, do you? I can tell. It doesn't really matter what the cards are. That's not important. What's important is that they're mixed up. So here's the idea, Sarah. You are going to, there's 9 cards here, so let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. Okay. You're going to give me a number from 1 to 9. What number would you like to give me?
6.
6. So in a second, you're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards like that. Is that okay? Okay. I don't want to do it. I don't want you to be accused of sleight of hand. So deal 6 cards onto the table, and then look at the 6th card. I am looking away. So into a pile. Very good. Look at the 6th card. Show it to the audience. Show it to the camera. Very good. And then bury it into the pack. Just leave it in there, and then give the cards a bit of a shuffle if you want. Your shuffling techniques are just...
It's not a whole pack.
Come on, this is somebody who can do a perfect Pharaoh shuffle. You're embarrassing me now in front of everybody. With a full pack. So somewhere in here is your card, and there's no way I can know what... I mean, the cards were shuffled. Is that fair, yeah? Yeah. So let me get my little envelope thing here. Okay. Now, there is something else inside this envelope that I want to show you. I have a piece of acetate, and I want you to just tell me here. Can you see your card? I've got all of the cards, so your card should be there somewhere. Can you see it?
No. Oh, yes.
You can. Very good. Can you do me a favour, Sarah? Can you just come here and put your hand on top of that acetate for me? That's very good. Oh, your touch is wonderful. Watch this. So, watch. The idea is really simple. You have a card. Yeah. I know it's somewhere on there. I know it's somewhere in here. I'm going to make it disappear. Are you ready? Okay. Gone. Right. See, now there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Right. Your card is gone, but look at this, look at this, look at this. Was your card the 8 or the 2 or the jack or the 9 or the queen or the 6 or the 3 or the 5? Your card is really gone, right? Yes. But you've had that acetate under your hand the whole time. Yes. And you saw your card on there. I did. Lift up your hand. Is it there now? No. It's completely disappeared off the acetate. That is the disappearance. So Sarah just turned around to me and went, "Are you going to bring it back?" I'm like, "No." And she went, "Well, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it?" But luckily, you know, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But it's, look, this is awesome. The whole point is that you make it disappear and you don't bring it back. And it disappears off the acetate as well. The version I used requires a palm, but there is a really clean version in there that doesn't require any sleight of hand at all. And I actually like, despite my wife's thoughts, I actually like the fact that the card just completely disappears. Now, obviously, you know what the card is. So if you wanted to, you could make it come back. In fact, if you wanted to, you could have another envelope over there with the card in there and a piece of acetate with the card on if you wanted to. But I like the idea of it disappearing. And it's an instant reset. You just put the cards back in the envelope, it resets, it's completely examinable. As long, depending on which version you do, the version I do, completely examinable. It's highly recommended. It's great for walk around. You don't require a table. I'm going to give this 95%. I've done it for years. If you don't do it, it's super commercial, and I think that you guys should do it as well. Right, let's talk about Nick Locapo. Now, Nick Locapo is one of the top presenters for Penguin Magic. He explains a lot of the tricks that are released through Penguin, but he also does a lot of the video editing and a lot of the content creation. If you looked at the award show that we put out, he won Presenter of the Year for just being absolutely amazing, to be perfectly honest. Well, I've got a Talk Magic coming out with Nick soon, and it is brilliant. I wanted to give you a sneak peek at that interview right now. What advice have you got for somebody, A, that wants to create their own magic trick, and B, that wants to release it to the magic community and ideally release it through a platform like Penguin? What would...
Yeah. So it doesn't need to be, funny enough, it's really like pitching anything else, especially if you're going to do it to Penguin. Like, for us, we get videos, we get the worst videos all the time. They are just excruciating to watch. There might be a good idea in there somewhere. And sometimes we find that idea and we buy it, and then we work on it internally and then release it. I'll have a good example of something like that in a bit. Like bipolar was a trick that came out last year, which was just a fun card that when you threw it in the air, it would change on the face and the back. That came through the partner program, or it just came through a submission of actually the kid. He was a kid. I think he was, I don't know, 13 or something. And it was from a while back. And, the gimmick that he had originally made wasn't as nice as the one that we had made, but we were able to take that and go it. My point is to make a better submission video, right? A submission video is like the key to getting our attention. If you're submitting to Penguin, I don't know how it goes for other places, but if you can say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and here's the thing. And like, we watch a ton of Magic, so we get it, right? If it's a card at number, you don't have to do your layman presentation to it. You can say, this is my card at number, and here's how it works, and here's why it's different and creative and exciting. Because we'll understand right away. Like, if that method is something to be excited about, we'll be like, oh, that's good, right? And if we want to, we might hit you back and go, hey, could you show us performing it to somebody? We're not actually that concerned with how you present it, right? It's more about, is the idea good? Is it something that we could sell? So sending a long drawn out submission video is the death to a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
Strangely, might not be the thing you expected to hear, but that is the truth when it comes to submitting things. Otherwise, if you wanted to put it out through the partner program or something, Magic sells via video right now. So if you don't have a great video and you don't have a great way to communicate through the video as to why it's good, you're not going to see a lot of success with it, most likely.
Fair enough. And is there a guy at Penguin that has to look through all of this stuff? Because I can't imagine the amount of people you say no to, or the guy that's sitting there having to watch them all.
Yeah. And we say no all the time. Sean is the guy that says no. Sean, basically, he's the funnel. Things come into him, and if he sees anything, like even just a little sliver of something, he'll send it out in our email stream. So I'll take a look at it. Eric will take a look at it. Mandy, Tim, Sean, Dan, everybody will take a look at it, and then we'll discuss it. And then it goes right back to Sean. So I'm not in control of anything getting bought or whatever. It all of a sudden it might come down the pipeline to me, months later or something like that. So Sean's the guy, but it doesn't stop there. It's not just like right there and yes, because like if it is something that I'm doing, like for example, a year ago, last January, we had done a buy of a certain product, and great product, like a great producer. So like it just went right through the queue, right? Where we were like, oh yeah, of course, it's so and so great, right? And when we were out in Las Vegas filming Chris Angel, I brought this with me, and I was out performing it, and found that there was certain things about it that didn't work. Right? We're like, this can't be right, right? What's wrong with this thing? And so like that's an example of it not coming through Sean. Like it goes through Sean, and then it gets to me, and then I'm like, no, we can't release this like this, and this is wrong with it. So like it can still get down the pipeline, and hopefully I'll be able to catch something before it gets released. And we're not working in a place where we're like, oh no, just forget it, Nick. We already did the thing. Just put it out, and then I'm forced to lie on camera about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen here.
Right, okay, I want to give you one more mini review on this 5x5 of something that I've used all of the time. I'm probably going to really annoy Rylan by doing this because he's not around, and I'm going to review a Alakazam item. So we all know what Rylan to give it, but I'm reviewing an older Alakazam item, and this is something that I have used consistently for years. In fact, I have 2 or 3 of these. And the reason I do is when I see a gimmick that I know I like, that I'm going to use in my commercial work a lot, I always make sure I've got a spare. And I'm going to be talking today about Sharpie Through Card by Alakazam. Well, specifically by Peter Nardi. Now, I did the cigarette through coin for years and years and years until it became kind of unacceptable to put cigarettes through coins. Even now, I kind of still do it with a rolled up note sometimes, but this is something that I do all of the time. Now, because I've got the Sharpie Through card, I tend to put the Sharpie Through card into my act instead of the coin. In my opinion, this is better. When I'm a big fan of reducing dead time when you're performing. And one of you try to make sure that it's engaging for the audience as possible, especially when you're doing close-up in a commercial close-up environment, right? Now, one of the things about dead time, one of the things that causes dead time is having somebody sign a card. It's like, can you pick a card? Fantastic. Okay, can you sign it for me? And you see a lot of performers that don't do anything and they just wait for it to be signed. I try to fill that moment with something. And this is a perfect example. Let me show you what the routine looks like, and then I'll talk about exactly what I do. So Sarah is going to help me behind the camera. You're excited, aren't you, Sarah?
Oh, yes.
I can tell. I've got a pack of 52 playing cards. You can have any card you want to be honest. So it doesn't matter whether I see it. We're going to sign it, so maybe one with a bit of white space. What would you like?
It's a 4. Oh, you just
the 4 diamonds, yeah?
Yes.
That one there. That's a good choice. Good choice of card.
Yeah,
I'd rather you didn't, actually. I'll just put your initials on. SLP. How's that? Now, you would obviously sign this card, and that's important, having the spectator sign the card, because then they know the sharp is normal, and they give you the card back, and you say, now, this card is permanently marked with your name on it. Now, I want you to watch and don't blink. I'm going to show you an illusion with the Sharpie. You see, if I just take the Sharpie and do that, do you see that? Look at that. Mm-hmm. It makes it look like it's actually going through. Now, look at this. It is an illusion. If I pull it out, you can see that it's a solid card. There really is. You can check it out. It really is your signed card. Have a look at that. There's no hole. You can check it out. Have a look at everything. And then you go into whatever routine you're going into. Okay, so that is Sharpie Through card. Now, what I do is I have somebody pick a card, and then I give them the pen to sign it. And as they're signing it, I say, now, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between a magic trick and an illusion. What you're going to see in the moment, what I'm going to do with that signed card is a magic trick. But I'm going to show you an illusion, because a lot of people think it's the same thing. It's different. Now, by saying that, that's covered the time that it's taken to have the card signed. And I've also created intrigue and interest, and a lot of people are interested in that. It feels like you're giving them a bit of a sneak peek at the inner workings of the Magic community. Then you take the card back and you do the penetration, and you refer to it as an illusion. Honestly, that moment, everybody is looking at it. It's no table required. The angles are absolutely brilliant. Unless you're lying on your back looking up, the angles are absolutely fantastic. It's very easy to do. It's one gimmicked card, that can be just got rid of at the end. You can just say, actually, let me take the jokers out, and you can put it in your pocket, or you can palm it up if you're comfortable with palming. There's lots of different ways to get that gimmick out of play, but it sits on the deck ready to be used. And then when I've done the Sharpie through the card, I give them that back. Everyone's looking at that, and now I can go into the magic trick. So that's how I kind of use it, and I've been using it for years and years and years. I know a lot of other people that are commercial workers use it as well, but I think, you know, when you're performing for laymen in the real world, I think you want to try and give them as many magical moments as possible. You know, it almost like beat them up with magic, you know, rather than one long drawn out routine that takes 10, 15 minutes, lots and lots of magical moments. And you need to look at your magic and work out where you can place those magical moments. And something like this, where you take a Sharpie that they have just held, and that's the important thing to consider. They have just held that. It's not a Sharpie switch. They've held it. They've wrote their name on it. They know it's a real Sharpie. They've took the card. They know it's a real card. You push the Sharpie through the card and you immediately give them back everything to look at. Instant credibility. Now you've won the audience over before you've even gone into your ambitious card or something else that you're going into. It's highly recommended. It's called Sharpie Through Card, and it's available from Alakazam. Right, let's talk about the coin bag. On the Magic Lives on the channel recently, I have been uploading routines with one of these, with a coin bag. And I've been getting a lot of comments from people going, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Please talk to me more about the coin bag. Oh, this is brilliant. I want to know more about it. I bought out 2 DVDs very early on in my career. The first DVD I bought out was Flipped Out, but at pretty much the same time, I bought out Attack of the Bag, and then a few months later, I bought out Return of the Bag. And Attack of the Bag had like 15 routines with coin bags on it, and Return of the Bag had another 15 routines with coins on it as well. So between the 2 DVDs, there was like 30 routines. And I spent years working with one of these coin bags, which everybody kind of just like dismissed as a joke prop. And I tried to replicate every single plot in coin magic using this coin bag. Hanging coins, vanishes, appearances, portable hole, coins across, coins through table, penetrations. I literally worked with absolutely everything. And I'm very proud of the construction of a lot of these routines. Now, people have been asking me if you can still get these. You can. I believe that World Magic Shop still have them. I think they're the only place that can still sell them. But I'm pretty sure that Dave Penn and the team at World Magic Shop still have these available for sale. It came with a bag and 2 DVDs. He definitely had some at Blackpool 2020, and it's not like, you know, there's been many other conventions to go to. But let me explain why these are so good. What this bag allows you to do is, you can hold your coins in there, right? And the whole idea of a mesh front is so you can see inside the bag the whole time. But the bag allows you to get one behind or one ahead easily. And what I mean by that is I can show that there's 3 coins in the bag, right? Very cleanly. They can examine the bag with the coins inside. I can then tip them out and have them examine them. But in the action of taking these coins out, 1 coin gets left hidden inside the bag. So I've only got 2. So now I'm 1 behind, which is perfect for some routines. Let's say I wanted to make a coin disappear. I could say, look, 1 coin, 2 coins, boom, I've got a complete vanish of the first coin. So I can get 1 behind, but I can also get 1 ahead. Let's say that I had 3 coins inside the bag, and I've got an extra coin hidden for whatever reason. I can show the 3 coins. I can tip them out and show 3 coins. I can show the bag is empty, put the bag down, squeeze a coin, and have it go back inside the bag. And then I can take that coin out and maybe I can put it inside the bag. I mean, there's lots of different routines with it, but maybe I can put it inside the bag and then I can make another coin disappear and have 2 coins in the bag. So I can go 1 behind or I can go 1 ahead very, very easily. Now, the bag has a mesh front so you can see inside it, but it actually has a velvet back, which means that if there's a coin hidden in there, and I put it down, obviously I'm using the close-up pad here, but if I put it down on the table, it won't make any noise. This is the table here, no noise. I can put it onto a spectator's hand and they won't feel it because of the mesh. So I can show an empty bag, put it onto a spectator's hand and they won't feel anything. But, you know, there's very few routines in coin magic that are self-working. Even something like a cigarette through coin, you've got to switch the gimmick in, you've got to switch it out afterwards. But this allows you to be as close to self-working as you can. You can show a coin inside the bag, you can tip it out, and if you can turn a bag over, you can do that. I can show the bag is empty, put it on their hand, make the coin disappear, and show it's gone back inside the bag. I actually had it so that there were different colours at either end, so you knew which end is where. But I can do penetrations with that. So I could show the bag as empty, I could put the bag on the table, I could then take the coin and do a crystal clear sort of penetration into the bag. And if you've seen my chop bag routine, which I put on a recent Magic Live, if you're using a jumbo coin, and jumbo coins are normally very, very difficult to ring in because you've got to normally do something like Tenkai palm and something like that. But if you've got a jumbo coin, the bag palms the coin for you. You can just literally have the coin underneath the bag, but the bag will also vanish the coin inside. So you can just literally throw it out and you get a jumbo coin production very, very easily. So you can do an entire 30-minute coin set with just this bag and a jumbo coin and 4 coins. And because it doesn't come with coins, you can use coins from whichever country you're in. $50, 50 pences, euros, whatever you want to use. So I wanted to, because I've had so many questions about the coin bag, I wanted to highlight why it's so good on this video. I don't want this to be a sales pitch because I don't sell the coin bag. You can't buy it from me. If you ring up me and go, can I have a coin bag? I'm going to say, no, I haven't got any. But for somebody who's wanting to get into coin magic and wanting to learn more about coin magic, I genuinely believe those 2 DVDs and that bag will really help you get more confident with coin magic. And as far as I'm aware, the only place you can get them from is World Magic Shop. So there you go. That's another 5x5 in the bag, as Ryland would say. I hope you enjoyed this week's 5x5. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you want to see something specific in 5x5s in the future, if there's a particular topic you'd like me to talk about that you think I can probably cover in 5 minutes, which is difficult for me because ask Sarah, I waffle. But if there's... She's laughing. It's true. She tells me I'm the biggest waffler on the planet. But if you think that there's a topic that I can cover in 5 minutes, shut up. There's a topic I can cover in 5 minutes. Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, please, guys. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, and I will be back again tomorrow with a Talk Magic. I'll see you again. My name's Craig from Magic TV.